What's up? My name is Schuyler. I'm the founder of Reach Fat Loss and Fitness. Our goal is to get you sustainable fat loss results and to do it holistically, and we're really good at what we do. So today we are getting into an interview with our Reach team member, Nicole. Nicole came into the program extremely nervous about the fasting part of the program, a little bit unsure about it, and her results are gonna astound you. She is currently 25 pounds down. She's still going, and we are so proud of her. So today, Coach Amy is going to be interviewing her about her experience in the program, her mindset shifts, all the things that helped her get the results that she has gotten. And so make sure you watch and enjoy. And if at any point you're looking to work together or at least chat and see if working together would be a good fit, you can head down below this video. There should be a link for an application page for a complimentary consultation. On that call, we can dig into what your lifestyle looks like and how we can fit our program into it. With that said, I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, we're here with our client, Nicole Tomlinson, and she has done a phenomenal job at the Reach Fat Loss and Fitness program. So we're going to dig into it a little bit today. So Nicole, thank you so much for being here and sharing with us.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad I did the program and it was successful. I enjoyed being a part of it.
Yeah, it was successful and you did a great job. So tell us a little bit about what life was like with concerning fat loss and fitness before you found Reach Fat Loss and Fitness.
Well, I think I was, I guess I didn't know how. Like, I had these goals. I was spiraling. My weight was going up. So depending on how you look at it, if I'm spiraling up or down, the scale was going up. And I just didn't have the understanding and I guess the self-motivation or confidence to make the changes that I knew I needed to. I know I needed just help and guidance and accountability to make those certain changes in my life. Like when it came to eating, I felt like I had no control over stopping to eat and eating good things. I love sugar. I would, and I would eat as I made dinner. I would eat dinner and then I would eat until I went to bed. I felt like I had this control at the beginning of the day, but like by later, I did have control, and I just got frustrated with myself, and disappointed that I couldn't have control.
Yeah.
And so that's where I was, just kind of lost, and I felt a little hopeless and lacked confidence that I could, make the changes necessary.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. And I felt like that is exactly where I was. It was like a lack of control and like knowing what to do, but not doing it and just not understanding why. So you found us, I think we offered, you responded to a webinar, you joined one of our webinars for our reset program, and you hopped on that call, and then take us through a little bit about like what signing up was like and then what you learned when you got into the program.
Yeah, so I followed you for about 4 months, and there was one webinar I almost joined, and then I joined the one that you gave a couple months later. But I guess, what was your question?
Like what did you think about the webinar, or how did the webinar convince you to join? Like, was that an easy decision? And then what happened once you got into the program?
Yeah, I think just seeing you and that you sustained this lifestyle for like 2 years after you had completed the program, that was a big motivation to me. And then just to meet you and Schuyler, and you went over the different pillars, and they sounded very doable. I wasn't familiar with what fasting was or looked like, but I loved the walking, not intense. I had been a part of Orange Theory for about 2 years. My body never changed. I did, I gained confidence and that with, their little goals and that, but my body never changed, and I knew it was because of my eating. But I liked the walking. It wasn't intense.
Right.
And then getting knowledgeable about nutrition. I really wanted to understand labels and eating and what food does to my body, and the weightlifting and physical aspect, and then the fasting. So I enjoyed learning about that, and those things really thought, I think that's what I need. And I was happy to do it. I was excited to join.
Yeah. After you joined, and you were maybe, how far in would you say into your 12-week program you were before you really kind of found your stride?
I would say maybe 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. And I think my biggest hangup was the fasting. It was really hard. And I don't think I had a grasp, or I want to say like the word testimony. I didn't know if I really believed that I needed to do this. But then I was seeing changes those first 2 weeks. And then you can't learn everything all at once, but doing the modules and all of that, but learning the why of fasting and how it does help my body and my brain and all of those things. And that food noise that was constantly in my head, like disappeared.
Yeah.
And then it also helps you just gain confidence. Like I did that.
Yeah.
I can say no, and I can be motivated to say no and not let food have that control over me.
Yeah. And I think that's what the power is of fasting, is it teaches you that you have been, all those times you tell yourself that you can't control yourself around food, it just proves the exact opposite of that. And so the
exact opposite. Yeah.
And so you
start to feel great. Yeah.
You came in with a goal of wanting to lose how much fat?
24 pounds.
Okay. And
I did. I was that last check-in, I was 23 point something.
Yes.
But then like that, when I did my graduation form, I was at 129.6, so, or something like that. But anyway, so I feel like I lost the 24 pounds.
Absolutely.
And I say that.
Yes, you absolutely can. And then just remind us how you feel too. How were you feeling along the journey as well?
Yeah, just, I would walk daily, and there'd be times where I'm walking and I'm like, wow, I'm here again. And I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. This is the good stuff.
But just like, I am motivated. I am consistent. Yeah. And all of those things that I never saw in myself it came alive again. And I am goal oriented. Like I never thought I was any of those things. And I am strong. And anyway, so those are the things that really, probably the thing that I gained most. It was great to lose the weight, but that mental toughness that I've gained, like, I'm so happy to have that.
Yeah, that's the invaluable part that makes the investment just seem so, it's tenfold worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. And don't ever apologize. Like when this program changed my life too, and it's changed yours, and it's changed so many. It is life changing. It is such a breath of fresh air to understand that we're not down and out. And when we've been down and out for so long.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. So since you graduated, how are things going now?
They're good. I've maintained, and I've been on vacation with family, and in different life kind of hiccups, but I've been able to maintain. I've remained active every day and going to the gym and doing all of those things. Like I know I shared with you, the 12 weeks wasn't my end. Like I didn't want it to be an end. I wanted it to just be a jumping point for something more. And so far, and I've done other little programs, and I maybe completed them, but for sure went back after, a lot backwards. And I am about a month after, it's been about a month since my graduation, I believe, and I'm still doing it, and so that makes me excited.
That makes me excited.
I'm not planning on slowing down.
Wonderful. So would you say it's really has changed you as far as lifestyle, and does it seem sustainable for how long, would you say?
Hopefully forever. Yeah, but it definitely has become a lifestyle that I enjoy, that I can do. Well, and you say it sometimes too in our talks, that it's not hard, but it's simple, or it is hard, but it's simple. You do need to put in the work, and it's not always easy. There's some days that I like, oh, do I really want to get out of bed to go on a walk, or to go to the gym or whatever, but it's simple things, but sometimes you have to overcome the hard mental things and that. But
it doesn't mean we have to love it every day, but
Right.
Our previous life, we certainly weren't loving ourselves every day.
We weren't. Yeah.
And now we are in a spot where we can embrace who we are. And for me, for being 3 years in, like I'm still on the journey. Like it just gets better and better the more you pour into your physical health. So, well, great. So Nicole, is there anything you would want to share with anyone about either the program or your experience or taking this leap of faith or making the investment?
I would just say, I think, before I always had this fear of failure. Like maybe if I start this program and I'm just, it's another thing I'm going to fail at. But I think this program proves to you that you don't have to fail. Like if you just show up and do the work and trust in the program and the process. Like even when I was doubting fasting and questioning those things, like I'm so glad that I stuck with it. But it's so much more than fat loss to me. It was just my mental self-worth. And so if anybody I think is on the fence of if it's worth it, if the value is worth it, it definitely is. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, we're so proud of you, and we know you're going to continue, and we just are grateful for you and for trusting us and leading into us. And you did an awesome job of following the program, but also asking great questions and sharing, which I think was a big part of it. Like when you had some questions, you shared them and we talked them out and got you over the hump, and you've just been, crushing it ever since. So we're really proud of you and just grateful for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm grateful for you and all the other, I love the group calls. I learned so much from everybody, and so
it's special what we have here for sure.
It is. Yeah.
Well, and we're glad you're a part of it. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amy.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Hey, thank you so much for watching that interview. I hope that you had some very positive insights and that you are ready to continue your fat loss journey. If you are struggling to lose fat or you are looking for guidance or accountability, I'm going to invite you to check out below this video in the description. We've got a free application page where we are offering fat loss roadmaps. You can click on that page, you can watch the video to learn a little bit more about what we do, and then if it feels like a good fit, you can grab a time to chat. So head down below this video, check that out. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.